She said in the chapter titled Light and other places of the Quran. Yeah, but it's not a big sin anyway. Helping people and praying is more important. True, but big sins start with small sins.
Peace of Christ to all. Big sins start with small sins. This is mean in Islam there is big sin and there is a small sin, which is very false. Sin is sin. It doesn't matter how big, how small it is. This is number one. Number two, she mentioned that the Quran is the one who said the women she have to wear hijab. By the way, the Quran never mentioned that the women she have to wear hijab. The Quran is talking about wearing the veil, not the hijab. Hypocrite as the father of hypocrite. Let me show you that. Before I go, hijab is just the cover of the hair. The veil, it is something you wear from the top to the bottom of you and you cover yourself. This is what the veil is. Hijab is just to cover your hair. The Quran did not say that. Absolutely not. Let me show you. This is Surah 24. This is a Quran Explorer, not my Quran, not my explanation, not my translation. This is your book, your translation. It says it clearly that those women, they have not to show off their beauty, of any of their appearance, like veil, by using those, like wearing a dress, like veil, gloves, head cover, a porn, etc. So the woman, she have to cover herself from the top to the bottom, not only covering her hair. They are not allowed to show any of their beauty at all. To who? To anyone except the following. And this will expose actually the whole idea of the hijab. Except to their husbands and their their husband, father, and their sons, etc., etc. And here you will see, or their Muslim women sister. Who are the Muslim women sister? Who is the sisters? The Quran even consider if a Muslim woman, she show herself to a woman, she is not a Muslim, this is a sin. Do you see it? The sister in here is a Muslim woman. So the Muslim woman, if she show her face to a non-Muslim woman, she is doing something extremely bad. And just to show you how hypocrite they are, look in here. The Muslim woman, she can show her body, not only her hair. She can expose her body, which means she can go even naked in front of a servant. And in here in the translation, they add the word old male servant when it's not exist in the Quran. And she can show herself to the slave. So the idea is, those who live inside your house, even the slave who can have sex with you, even because the slave is a man, even if he's an old man, so what? Most of men, they die and still they can have sex. And not only sex, what about looking at your body? Isn't it your body should not be shown to anyone as a stranger? The slave is not your husband, he is not your son, he is not your brother. Look, the Quran is allowing them to show their body not only to servant, even to a slave. So the hijab is, we are talking about, is covering yourself from the top to the bottom. Even their bodies, their necks, their bosoms, you see it? Everything have to be covered, because the Prophet of Islam, he said the women, she have 10 private parts. When she get married, she cover one of them only. Which one? The one between her legs. Look how shameful he is. He considered the women is just a private part, which means in Islam the women, she is a walking, talking private part. Let me be more rude and say it. The woman in Islam is nothing more than a vagina. Because if the one between her legs is a private part, and her face is a private part, and her hair is a private part. Simply, her face is a vagina, her hair is a vagina, her hands is a vagina. So all of you women in Islam, you are just a vagina. Which means the God of Islam saying, you know what, I made the women to be just a vagina. Don't talk about your brain, don't talk about being smart, don't talk about anything. You are a vagina. You are a vagina made for the man to have fun with. The woman in the video, she said, small sin will lead to big sin. Who is the one who will cause a small sin? Oh, if you know what? If you show your face, you are starting the sin. And then the man, he will be seduced by you. But let me ask you a question. You never heard of a woman, ever, she gets seduced by a man because he is good looking? Why the Quran don't order the Muslim men to cover themselves too? Because there is handsome men. Their body is sexy for women. Their hands is sexy for women. Their lips is sexy for women. Their face is sexy for women. This is how God, He made us. The woman is sexy for me, and the man is sexy for the women. So if your God, Allah, want to stop sin, why only He practice that rule with the women? Why He don't order the man to cover himself? Do the Muslim man have to cover his face? Do he have to cover his hands? Do he have to cover his feet? Absolutely not. So only the women is a private part in Islam. Because Islam wants you to be nothing more than a private part. Let us continue.
Why do you spend an hour every morning fixing up? You spend so much money on cosmetics, not to mention all the time you spend on fixing your hair and low-carb dieting. But I don't like hijab. It limits my freedom. But the lotions and other cosmetics set you free?
You can go and make a search right now in Google or Yahoo, and you will see that #1 in the world who buy makeup is Arabian women, especially in the Gulf, Saudi Arabia, Emirat, Kuwait, etc., because they are very wealthy too. Billions of dollars every year spent in the Middle East, and they wear hijab. Hijab is forbidding the Muslim women from putting a makeup. This is an absolute lie. I never saw a Muslim woman, because they wear the veil, but still you can see them, by the way, because they want to show you. Always the Muslim women, they have double standards, and I will show you. The Muslim women don't use makeup even. They cover themselves with paint. They paint themselves. Let us continue.
What's your definition of freedom, anyway? Freedom isn't doing whatever you like to do. No, freedom is doing the right thing without fearing other people. Look, I've seen so many...
Freedom is doing the right thing without fearing other people. I like that. Okay, what is if the right thing is not what the Quran is saying? If you do it, what will happen to you? They will kill you. You see, freedom is doing the right thing without fearing others, which means the right thing have to be connected with the freedom, without fearing others. In Islam, if you refuse to wear hijab, your husband, he have the right to beat you. Surah 4 verse 34. As you see, this is chapter 4 verse 34. So when she speak about doing the right thing without fearing other people, what the right thing mean? Everything in Islam is about fear. And look in here, they are saying beat them lightly. The word lightly is not exist in the Quran, and they are a big filthy liar when you translate it as lightly. The word lightly is not exist, absolutely not. Actually, there's a hadith about a woman, her husband, he did beat her until her skin became greener than her clothes. You can go right now and search in the internet, her clothes, her skin is greener than her clothes, and you will see the hadith. Just put those words. And the Prophet of Islam, he stand with the man against the woman who was beaten until her skin became greener than her clothes. So how you dare to say, doing the right thing without fear of others? Who is the one who will decide the right thing in Islam? It's Allah. If you don't go with Allah's words, you are doing the wrong thing. So where is the freedom? Where is the word? When you do it, you don't have fear. If there is anything in Islam, anything can be done without fear. You pray because of fear. You cover your hair because of fear. You bow down to Allah because of fear. Islam is the religion of fear. Hypocrites, follow with me with the coming video.